is your role going to be? So a couple of words about me. That's what here when I was young and beautiful, long time ago, before meeting my wife and having a baby. I work on anything from Deal or No Deal on Game Boy, which was a great to launch, until Assassin's Creed, Watch Dogs. I was head of PR for the UK office of Ubisoft for 7 years. And that's my career, that's my, let's say, professional description. At the end of the day, there is another side of me, which I'm Italian, very passionate. I swear a lot. I love cooking. My favorite genre is open world racing game, sci-fi, fan of Star Trek and Marvel, and I love cooking. So why I'm saying that? We're not going to take you guys out for dinner, but again, it's important that just to empathize a bit, the kind of person I am. And this is why I'm talking too much. As my wife said, you talk too much all the time. This is why I'm doing PR as well. Mistake. There's a spelling error there as well on purpose. With mistakes, we can think about mistakes that we do in our work, or you do, and how we face them, how they're going to affect us. If you don't make mistakes, it's likely you don't do a job, you don't work, because I never know in 30 years of career someone that doesn't make any mistakes. And I remember when I started, there was a lot of, I call rush for success. So you start a new job, you're very excited. Doesn't matter if it's PR, if you're a writer, a journalist, you want do the best. And our industry is really fast. Did you guys ever heard about NFT? Yeah? Do you remember how every company wants to do NFT at some point? Everyone. And look at where we are now. There is no one talk about NFT anymore because it was the wrong things at that time. But this is what happened in the games industry. We are very fast-paced. We want to do everything. We want to achieve. And this rush for success means that sometimes, if you work in the games industry, you've got to run before you start walking. So the learning here, it's enthusiasm is a great thing. Again, I'm Italian, I'm really passionate. I can talk about games for ages. But you need to start giving yourself a pace. Teach yourself that it's better take time in whatever job you're doing to minimize those mistakes that inevitably happen. It's a way to cope with them. It's a way to make sure that when you finish your day of work, you go home and you have less stressed as possible. And now we talk about something that I face in my career. Hopefully you're not going to find, you're not going to fall asleep. So the first one, I used to be a journalist, and I had, there is a magazine ages ago called PC Zone. I don't know if you hear of PC Zone. It used to be one of the biggest PC games magazine in the UK. I was in Italy. I was a journalist. And when I became editor of PC Zone, I got a global exclusive for a Warhammer game. I was 17. It was my first job I was 19. I was already a couple of years in. 19, I got this global exclusive. Get up front covers, give a score of 92%, very high score. And the game got cancelled 2 months after the magazine goes out. So as a 19 years old editor-in-chief, I had a massive backlash reputational-wise because people say this review is fake. You've done something which doesn't exist. Now, the reality is, I made an executive decision when they say, oh, you want this global exclusive, but there was no internet at the time. This show how old am I. So you see the magazine, you go to the shop, and there is no game because the game has been cancelled. It was a very, very bad effects on me personally. And then the learning here is that shit happens. And in this case, shit happens outside of your control. And this is something that I consider a life lesson, actually, because it's happened. If it's out of your control, you cannot do anything about it. But then I recovered. I moved in the UK in 2006, started working for Koch Media, then Ubisoft. Was happy. And then in 2008, I decided to open my own agency. So, I don't know the story, right? Say, okay, well, good. You know, I almost moved to America. And when I left Ubisoft, my wife at the point said, why you leaving the company that you have a good position and you are, you know, successful? And I was turning 40. So from 19 to 40. And I say, well, I got a bit of a middle-age crisis. And this is not a mistake, see? Mistakes happen. So what I've done, I had a conversation with a big publisher. They offered me the job of my life. I started Renaissance in April 2015. In May, I got a job offer. Think about your dream job, whatever it is, and they serve you on a silver plate and say, that's yours, it's done. Can you come to LA next week to meet your team? So I went to my wife and say, oh, we have a cat. We need to find a way to take the cat with us. And everything was ready, right? So 2 days after, I was looking at flights and everything. I got a call from what they call the visa department. And this company told me that they don't have any more visa for non-American citizens. So everything went from I got the job to my life to I don't. This in 24 hours time. I ended up in a very low point. I was depressed. People that knows me know that I'm quite vocal, happy, party animal and stuff like that. It was a very bad moment because I feel it's so freaking unfair that I lost it. And my wife, bless her, she said, she was very motivational because she said, if you are good for this company, you can do anything. Again, this one life put in front of me, and it's gonna put in front of other people. And again, sometimes you can do everything right, but some stuff is just out of your hands. So what is no mistake, it's just a learning to not feel discouraged about if this happen. This is someone that didn't check the freaking visa after I was about to move to the other side of the world. And this gave me a lot of motivation to go more and more working hard. And talking about working hard, there is another thing they call the most sincere form of flattery. So Renaissance started, we have few clients, we work with small indie developers, big company, and then the process is generally you go to someone call you and say, I want you to launch my game. What happened here, that I was doing this pitch for a big game, and they say to me, oh, thank you. I think we decide not to go forward. So I say, well, another agency probably win the pitch. So I gave them idea, timeline, which journalists to speak, everything. And my mistake was trusting too much someone, because that particular someone get the plan, and a month after, I literally see everything happening in media and content creators. I see the people that I say, you need to speak with these people, and talk with this journalist at this publication, at PC Gamer, this one at The Guardian, this one at Eurogamer. They literally took my pitch and stole it. Not stole it, they execute by themselves, and I end up I end up very, very pissed off, actually. And what I learn is just try to be a bit more mindful about what you sell when you're selling something, to make sure that you vet the people that you speak with when you do a pitch, but also make sure that you protect yourself a bit. This is a mistake. That's a genuine mistake I did, to trusting people too much. I trust a lot of people. I don't lose the trust in people, but this is a lesson that I learned really at the beginning of Renaissance about how much I gave out to the potential clients. And it is important to be transparent, because I believe being transparent and honest is going to pay back always on the long run. I'm a bit of idealistic of that. So this is just example, right? I don't want to bother you guys too much, but sometimes you just need a hug. And these are just a couple of examples, but running Renaissance, working in the games industry is an amazing, amazing place, but it's hard. You work hard, you work long hours. And talking about the mistakes here, I entered a cycle at some point when I work literally 12, 15 hours a day, because I get into this workaholic mechanic, and this was a massive mistake that you can do. Your brain think there is always one more thing to do. And if you like your job, and I love my job, there is a line that is blurred between your passion and your work. And you end up working. You stop going out because, oh my God, I got this press release to send out. Oh my God, I can do an interview with this journalist. The problem is you start doing stupid admin errors. You send email with spelling mistakes. You'll not be able to focus. You become really irritable. This is, and I say this with a lot of love, try to see if you ever start have this kind of symptom. Say, come on, this email was so easy to write. Why I made the mistakes? This is signal that you need to stop. And I have my team shout at me, say, you need to take holidays. Got Sam here over there. They forced me to take a holiday like 2 weeks ago because I need 2 days off. Say, take 2 days off, just do it. Now, again, learn to stop. Accept you can't do everything. And if you work in a team, accept the difference, the team difference. Everyone is different. I know some do stuff different than me. It's not better or worse, it's different. If you accept this and you accept how to learn to stop, those are gonna make you feel much better and you start get much more relaxed. And inevitably, do less mistake, because mistake is generated by stress. And this is really important. So, what are a bit of takeaways that I would like to just share with you? Is the learning from mistakes. Now, why is normal to make mistakes? I don't want to go to the other side where you do a mistake every week. You become complacent because you say, well, mistake is normal. Yeah, mistake is normal, but it doesn't mean you need to do one mistake a week. You need to learn and adapt a lot. If you work in PR, if you work in programming, if you work in localization, anything, is a really key element that you learn from those mistakes, trust them, take advantage of them. I remember like a few weeks ago, we were supposed to send out a press release, and we missed 20 minutes. It's nothing, it's just a downside of the server. I actually panicked very quickly, and then I realized, no, there's a server issue. There's nothing to do with us not doing the job. And they got this, the definition of insanity, that insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. And within the games industry, we're so lucky about fast spaces and how we can adapt. Job description change, role change. There is a lot of great company in the United Kingdom to work with games. And they all very keen to help every candidate to get the best out of it. When it started in 1991, Keenel, 1991. Wow, sorry for swearing. 1991, there was no support structure, there was no mentoring program, there was nothing more than a bunch of young people that want to do games. In 2023, we got events like this, we got great mentors all around the industry, older, younger. So accept the mistake, learn from them within your career path is my message. We are human. We need to stay human. If you get an email at 2 o'clock in the morning, it's not on to answer. The other person needs to freaking wait. And don't feel that you have to do or answer this email, because this is not how the industry should work. The moment we dehumanize yourself is the moment where you start feeling ill. And again, it's important to remember you are a human being, you have your own right to make mistakes, you have all your rights to recover, relax, got your holiday. You still need committed, you need to be precise, you need to be professional, but be very careful if you start working in an environment when you've not been treated like a human. And if you start getting some sort of bullying or, anxiety, what is important, and something I would like to put a lot of emphasis here, is ask help. Ask help. This is Safe in Our World, which is a mental health charity, which is I'm part of, and he specifically work with people that are either gamers or work in the video games industry. I learn a lot being part of it, and the main thing is work-life balance is the key to focus on less to achieve more. Doesn't mean to be lazy, but it just means to sense check yourself. And there is nothing wrong if one day you wake up and say, I really cannot go to work. I really cannot do this. Because if you accept a mistake, raise your hand to your boss and say, sorry, I made a mistake. If the other side doesn't respond well, you are in the wrong job. Go away as quick as possible. Ask for help. The game industry is great. And we would like really all of you that want to come in to join us within the right framework. So I think I talked too much. So I don't know if anyone knows any question. I'm going to stay around a little bit. But thank you very much. And, if you have questions, I'm going to stay around. Thank you.